Okay, so today we are going to continue with the idea of compromise. Now, if you didn't see the last video, I suggest you go back and watch it. But let me just tell you really quickly what a compromise is. If you have one position or idea and another person has another position or idea, maybe you are negotiating. Maybe you are negotiating with somebody in business, something like that, or maybe it's two people who disagree about something. You give up something. Each person gives up something they want, and you find something in the middle, or we can call this middle ground. Let's call this middle ground, okay? This area in the middle. And this is best if it's not an argument. It's best if it's civil. Both people listen to each other, and there are some ways to make other people agree with you. For example, if you say the problem and explain your ideas, like in the dialogue that we're reading. Dialogue means people talking. Then maybe you can make the other person agree with you more easily. Okay, so let's just continue with our dialogue. We began last time talking about this first half, and we're going to continue. Okay, so here we go. So Alan says, yeah, but we meet at about midnight, so you're asking me to spend an hour with them and come home? Now, the last thing she said was maybe instead of meeting your friends until 4 a.m., right? The wife is not too happy that her husband is spending too much time away from home, too much time with his friends. She suggests that he spend less time instead of staying out until 4, maybe stay out until 1 a.m. That's better. Instead of, right? Instead, she says, instead. How about instead of staying until 4, you try to make it home by around 1. That's her suggestion. And he says, yeah, but yeah means nothing in this case. No meaning here. Yeah, but. That kind of means you're right, but he's just sort of saying something. Yeah, but we meet at about midnight. And usually if we speak this, we'll emphasize meet. We meet at about midnight. So you're asking me to spend an hour with them and come home? Make sure when you read this, your tone goes, no, 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 no. And come home? So he thinks she is being unreasonable because she's asking him to only spend 1 hour with his friends, maybe at the bar. Bar is where you drink maybe beer or, drink beer, wine, liquor, alcohol of some kind. We call this alcohol. And he is thinking she is being unreasonable because that is not very long, not long enough, right? Okay, so when he says this, he's just making sure. He wants to verify what she said. He wants to make sure if he understands her correctly. It is so unreasonable to him that he can't believe she suggested this. This idea is totally unreasonable. Okay, so I see where you're coming from. That means the point he made here, that 1 hour is not enough, she agrees, she thinks that's right. Anytime you say, I can see where you're coming from. Basically, that means that your case or what you said or your argument or your belief is reasonable. It is reasonable. So he said this thing and she's thinking, yeah, I suppose 1 hour is very short. She can understand that 1 hour is not enough to maybe hang out with or meet your friends, right? I can see where you're coming from. We can use that in this situation. You don't want to totally agree with them. She's not saying, oh yes, that's very true. Yes, of course, you're right. No, she says, I can see where you're coming from. This is very mild and very gentle. And she's not really agreeing. She's kind of agreeing, right? She understands him, or he is being reasonable, she thinks. Fair enough. Fair enough. That means okay, maybe you are right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't want to be a party pooper. A party pooper is a special idiom. An idiom or an expression that we use for somebody who ruins fun. So for example, if you have a friend and you say to your friend, let's go do something fun. Let's go to a movie. Let's go shopping or something. And your friend says, nah, I don't really want to. I feel tired. Maybe I'll just stay home and watch TV. Your friends will say to this person, don't be a party pooper. It doesn't have to be about a party. It could be about anything. A party pooper is someone who ruins your fun or makes it so that you can't have fun, right? Maybe somebody who you think is a little bit boring. Somebody who's kind of boring, not very exciting, not very adventurous. Okay. I don't want to be a party pooper. So if she said you need to come home at 1 a.m., no later, then that means he can't have fun, so she doesn't want to stop his fun. She doesn't want to be a party pooper. Okay, that means she's thinking. How about another suggestion? How about you see more of your friends on the weekend? Not in the weekend, not at the weekend. On. Remember that. On, not at, not in. On the weekend. Usually if it's a day or something about days, we say on. Okay. On the weekend when they don't have work. So most people don't work on the weekend, so why don't you see more of your friends when they don't have to work? Okay. That way, you won't need to be out so late. If you say that way, that is to explain the result. It's like saying, if you see your friends on the weekend during the daytime, during the day, you won't need to be out very late until 4 a.m. That means you can spend a lot of time with them during the day on this time. Okay, that way is used in this situation to explain what the result will be if you do this, right? So we use that way like this. That way, you won't need to be out so late. Okay, so this is her solution, one solution. Solution means the answer, or possibly the answer. Okay. Maybe you could do one late night out during the week. During the week means from Monday to Friday. From Monday to Friday, during the week. That does not include the weekend. We usually separate weekend and the week. We sometimes call it the work week. Maybe you could. So she's giving here. Remember we said compromise is give and take. She's now giving. Or she's saying she's giving. Actually, she's taking some. She doesn't want him to go out at all, probably, 0, but she's allowing him to. Maybe you could do one late night out during the week. So before she said he did maybe 4 nights out. That means four nights every week he would go out very, very late. until 4 a.m. and drink with his friends. Now she's suggesting he cut it down. He cut it down. Cut it down means to reduce. Reduce it to one night out and weekends during the daytime. Daytime in the weekend and one night out during the week. Okay, so here is another suggestion, another way to suggest. Maybe you could. And this is very soft, very gentle. Oh, now she's going to add something. Like she just thought of it. Something you just thought about. Suddenly. Oh, I have a new idea. Oh, and you can invite them over to the house. That means bring your friends to our house. Maybe he doesn't like that idea, but that is her suggestion. You can invite them, ask them to come over to the house. Come over means you go from here to here. If I say, do you want to come over? That means you go from your house to my house. Do you want to come over? I don't need to say to my house. I can just say, do you want to come over? That means, please come to my house. Okay, well, I don't know about inviting them over, but hanging out more on the weekend could work. So he's saying basically, no, I don't want to invite them over to our house. For some reason, he doesn't want his friends and his wife to be close together. He doesn't want them maybe in the same room. So this, I don't know about inviting them over. Sounds like he's sort of unsure. He's unsure if this is a good idea. In fact, probably it means no. He's just saying it in a nice or polite way. He's saying it in a polite way. I don't know about that. If somebody says, let's do this, and you say, well, I don't know, that means no, but we just say it in a polite way. And most people know if you say, I don't know about that. I don't know about inviting them over. Most people will know what you mean is no, no, no. It means no, usually. Okay, but hanging out more on the weekend could work. That means that's okay. If something works, that means it will be fine. It will be fine. I can accept it in this situation. Sometimes if you want to plan something and somebody says, oh, well, let's meet on Monday. And somebody says, no, I can't do Monday. I can't do Monday. That doesn't work for me. This meaning of work is different, not go to work, work. This is a different meaning of work. That doesn't work for me. I can't do Monday. That doesn't work for me. That means I'm busy. I'm busy on Monday. How about Thursday? How about Thursday? Oh, Thursday is okay. Thursday works for me. Thursday works for me. That means I can do it on Thursday. Okay? So that is another meaning of work, where somebody suggests something or has an idea and you think that idea is fine, that idea is okay, that idea is able to function. Okay? So it works. That could work. That means maybe it's okay. Maybe that's okay. He probably needs to ask his friends first. And I'd be willing to cut back during the week. I'd be willing. He says I'd be, it means that's okay. I know I go out too much during the week. I will cut back. I would be willing means I will. I can. So he is also compromising. He wants to go out all the time with his friends, maybe 4 or 5 nights every week, but his wife has asked him not to, so he says, I'd be willing to agree with you a little bit, right? He's giving her something. He's compromising. He's meeting her in the middle. Cut back means, again, do less. It's the same as cut down. Cut back. Cut back means do less. For example, if you smoke cigarettes, maybe you smoke 20 cigarettes every day, and you're trying to quit, the next day you smoke 18, and then 15, and then 14, and then 10, right? So you are cutting back on cigarettes. Cutting back on. Cutting back on cigarettes. Okay, that means to do less during the week. Okay, cut back during the week. Okay, I'm just asking for a little cooperation. She's just saying, I'm not trying to be a party pooper, right? I don't want to ruin your fun. I just want you to understand me. Understand me. Understand my feeling. I'm just asking for a little cooperation. What does cooperation mean? Cooperation means to work together with someone. So for example, if I need to do this and you need to do the same thing, me and you, we do it together, we cooperate, we work together, and maybe it gets done faster. It gets done maybe faster or better. The result is better. So cooperation means to work together. I want a little cooperation. Okay. She's just trying to make him understand how she feels. Glad you can see things from my point of view. Point of view means here is wife, here is husband, and she has her own ideas, he has her own ideas. And if he just thinks like I just want to do what I want to do, I just want to do what I want to do, and she thinks I only want to do what I want to do, I only want to do what I want to do, then they can't see each other's point of view. But if he tries to understand what she's thinking about, and she tries to understand what he's thinking about, they can see their point of view. Your point of view is the kinds of things you think about. It's about your perspective. It's like opinion. Sometimes we could say your shoes, standing in your shoes. Standing in your shoes. So if you stand in another person's shoes, that means you try to understand what they think about, how they think about things, right? So look at it from my point of view. Sometimes this is a physical thing. For example, if you're standing on a mountain looking down, you have a different point of view of the mountain than this person who's looking up at the mountain. These are two different points of view. It means where you stand and what you look at from where you stand. Your point, standing here, of view, right? Point of view. Okay. I still want you to spend time with your friends. So she's just reminding him. She's just reminding him that she doesn't want to be a party pooper. She wants to give him what he wants, but she just wants him to do less of that thing that she doesn't really like. Okay? I still want you to. It's probably true, right? She wants her husband to be happy, but she just wants to change him a little bit. Okay? So that's why they need to compromise. Fair enough? That means okay. Okay, no problem. I agree. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I didn't know it was an issue. Maybe he really didn't know. An issue means a problem. Maybe she never told him about this before. Maybe this is the first time that she mentioned this to him. Right? She's not happy that he always does this, but before she kept it to herself. Kept it to herself. And now she's telling him her feeling the first time. Right? She has an issue with it, actually. An issue with something. I have an issue with that means I don't like that. I don't like this. It's a problem for me. So it's an issue for me. Okay? So issue is like problem. And he didn't know because she hadn't told him. So now he knows, and he has compromised and given her something she wants. She has also compromised and let him still meet his friends maybe 3 times a week, which is also okay for him. So they have met in the middle. They have met. can say met in the middle. Okay, so I hope you can understand this dialogue, and I will post it underneath the video so you can read it. If you have any questions about compromises or about anything related to this dialogue, please just ask me on WeChat, and I will see you next time. See you next time.